last night I went to a dinner sponsored by a company called Notion, and they're a actually really interesting platform. I haven't get a demo of it next week, but got to meet like 25 other CTMs, so that was fun for me. But not a single person in the room had ever heard of acting, which is something.
Well, I had a bit the same feeling
Yeah,
this
not
week.
one of them.
I had
So,
a I had a little bit the same feeling this week where I met a bunch of French data influencers. Yeah, we had a great time, and at the end they came to us asking, "What does action do?" Maybe there's something we need to do there.
so we keep redefining ourselves, right? So how do you answer the question, what does acting do, right? Because I mean, I don't want to start with the whole English thing. Obviously that's what I started in acting as an engineer and working in the sustaining engineering team. And but now when I'm asked to describe acting, I typically say that we're helping companies get their data ready for that. Specifically how I talk to them, and then move from that. How do you guys talk about
Yeah,
acting?
there's a little bit of uh, like I think it's on your side with your microphone. I think it captures the sound like a little. Okay. Anyway,
Copy?
let's.
Should I? Well, I can get my headset.
There's something. Do you hear this, Buzz? JGP?
Yeah, I thought it was network, but maybe it's
Oh.
not.
But anyway, yeah. How do we talk about action? I think at least I don't know what I think we're a data company, obviously, data and AI company. But there are many moving parts, and it's not all out in the open yet, right? So, but I find it to be very interesting to have a portfolio like we do.
And the portfolio keeps growing. So I although you were not there, but when we were in Nashville and we discussed about the different pillars of the company, that's usually what I use when I'm talking about the company. We've got our classic, our fundamentals, what created the company, which is really the data, and where we've got fantastic brands like Ingress and Informix, and Zen. Okay, I'm thinking about you, Desmond. Um, and um, and then we've got a second pillar, which is really data management that came with the acquisition of Zinnia and creating the entry point of a catalog. But of course, obviously, we're going a lot more there. And the third pillar, which is BI, and we can't talk too much about our acquisitions, but our two latest acquisitions fits in this pillars there. So yeah, we're kind of a data 360, data and AI 360 company, and there's so much we're working on that it's pretty exciting, actually.
It is.
I was trying to build a nice smooth segue into data quality and
That's
AI
really good.
readiness.
That's
So
really good.
is my audio better now?
Absolutely.
Much smoother. Yes.
Yeah, we
Ah,
can, we
okay,
can
good,
hear,
good.
hear you. We can hear you well. We can hear you well. Absolutely. Yeah. AI ready data, huh?
Uh-huh. What does it mean? What is AI ready data?
What is AI ready data? What is AI ready data? I think there's been some interesting thoughts floating around on the distinction between AI ready data and analytics ready data, right? Uh, in the sense that AI ready data is really something that do not rely on the same human workarounds as analytics ready data.
And to be honest, I would say I plead guilty on some of that, because in a lot of we keep evolving our opinions about things, hopefully. But I was really thinking about AI as a super case of analytics, and I think it's kind of true for machine learning, but it's not. It's actually not that true anymore for the all the use cases and the variety of use cases that we actually can give AI now. And so it was an interesting exercise to come with what is AI ready data. And the trigger for that was we see a lot of marketing papers that is mentioned, hey, we have AI ready data, but the thing is, what the F is AI ready data? And it's not only us, okay? It's not only us. It's I've seen quite a few vendors, and they don't have the answers anyway. So yeah. So I take pride in finding a good definition for that. Uh,
Ooh, nice. I want to hear
and
it.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So we'll see. It's a work in progress. Okay, so
Okay.
um, I will present some of my findings next week in London. We have at a conference. We are there, but if you insist on I see you're insisting. I can actually.
Twisting your arm for this one. Please share your definition with
Oh,
us.
it's early. It's early. No, but so I think it's really about the context. For me, it's really like a and if you think that AI is kind of assisting humans, okay, what is the big difference is that humans use fantastic tools like data catalog, glossary, marketplace to get a sense of what the data is about, where the AI doesn't need these tools. It needs kind of the outcome or what feeds this tool, which is a data contract. Okay, so I feel like the data contract should be enough to explain what the data is is about, because the AI can read the description, understand the semantic part of the data itself. It can understand the relationship between the data in the data contract and data quality rules, which also tells the AI, hey, this data is within this kind of range and things like that. So there's a lot of information that are in the data contract that should be enough for me to let the AI be able to understand that.
I
Yes.
didn't hear a definition yet.
And well, it's a component of the definition. It's a component of the definition, and then I think there's an experience layer attached to um, to the AI ready data, and that's for me. That's when you look at the human side. This is where you've got all your all the studies you've done, all the training you've done, all your work experience, all the culture of the company you're working in, all the business rules, business decisions of the company has been doing that, and all and this tribal knowledge as well. Okay, like what do we know because we've just been at the coffee machine this morning. Okay, so. Hey, I've been at the coffee machine in Paris this week, so I learned a few things. Um,
Good coffee. Yeah.
and it's good coffee. uh,
Yeah.
and yeah, so there's all these things, okay, where this AI does not have that. Okay, so that's context as experience. This is something I think we need to be able to to understand a little bit better. Um,
Still
and
waiting for a definition. Come on.
Okay, so AI ready data is performed by machines. It requires data, obviously, which is guaranteed by a data contract, which is explained by a data contract, which requires a context as an experience that is unstructured data. Doesn't have to be a graph, doesn't have to be a context graph or anything like that. And it's distributed via an output port within a data product. Hmm.
Mm. Okay. As definitions go, it's kind of.
You just got a C minus, JGP.
I think you're being very kind to yourself. Too much time in America.
Oh, I like the brutality. I like the brutality. Yeah.
I think it's way too early to say we have a definition for AI ready data, right? Because we don't know all the AI use cases, right? So yeah, it's as drafts go, it's kind of broad too. But okay, all right, we'll work with it. You're gonna refine it before your presentation next week, or you're not going to claim to define AI ready data, but rather just to talk about what it is and how it differs from analytics ready data.
Correct. Yes.
I think
It's
if I can, it's not that I don't want to change the subject, only a little bit.
but he's about to.
But I received this one today. Like,
Oh, nice.
this is the best experience as like not the best experience, but it is a nice
It's like a
experience that
Grammy, right?
it is
Yeah,
it gives you that Grammy feeling. Aurelia very
yeah.
kind to send like a frame with the book cover
Nice.
printed on like high quality paper, and that is then
Where is the other one?
it's actually right right there.
Oh, okay.
Oops.
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 Oh, you touched your phone.
Apologies. Yeah, but it's right there in my office, and I'll hang
Nice.
it next to it. And
For a second, I thought that Denmark was being invaded or something.
yeah, I think
Let's not go there.
you know, yeah.
Oh, congrats! That's nice. I have mine for my implementing data mesh somewhere in my move.
Yeah, I guess you're not still fully installed in your house. No, but these are nice. Obviously, it's also a little pretentious to have them on the wall, but still, it's just super nice. The graphics are super nice, and you feel that you've achieved something, and that is also nice. Yeah, and all of this, Emma, was for you to not ask me what AI ready data is. Yeah. No, but I think actually it's I believe it's one of our competitors, but Animesh Kumar published a pretty cool post. I believe it was last week or the week before that, with a matrix on data that is either analytics ready and AI ready. And like the distinction, I agree with you, JGP, that like the distinction is somewhat linked to the fact that AI ready data does not rely on the same kind of workflow as analytics ready data. But the workflow in analytics ready data really depends on the human curation of making data ready, consumable for the BI dashboards and more traditional analytics, where agents do not necessarily care about the same things, but other things, right? So the context that would be curated by humans for analytics is not necessarily something that you don't necessarily need the same kind of curation for AI ready data. I find, but they rely on other things, like you cannot have the data be as incomplete for AI as in analytics. I seem to recall. Anyway, that was a super interesting post. I recommend everyone to look at the
Yes.
matrix.
So yes, it's Animesh Kumar post. There's another one on Substack from another friend of us, Irina Malkova, where she's also drawing some of this discussion around what is AI ready data. We should. I don't know. We can share links quick nicely, but there is there's one thing we've both offer, which is whether it's Irina or Animesh, which I'm not in a is a they are a little bit opposing analytics-ready data to AI-ready data, where I think one can still feed from the other. I think the AI-ready data can still feed from. It needs to be enhanced, okay, because you're missing a lot of the context, and you might miss some. I was discussing with our CPO this week. We might also need a little bit of temporality, which is not always present in the in analytics ready data. But besides that, I think it's still the same data. It's maybe another level of refinement or level of refinement of metadata that goes on top of it. Yeah. Well, we're not ready for a definition yet. So maybe
Obviously.
I'll rate myself to a D.
AI ready data definition readiness. That's too long of a phrase.
We'll
I do agree with you that context is king, right? But to me, one huge challenge with the AI-ready data is the fact that the machines are in control, right? And the machines are going to operate on the data. And for many organizations, they'll continue to have a human in the loop for a bit that will recognize when things are not quite right. But I think the machines taking over is kind of what scares me, and the fact that the data will have to be of a higher caliber for the machines than it does need to be for the humans. Not a definition at all, just a thought.
Well, and there's definitely the whole idea of governance.
Right.
That was a cliffhanger.
Right. Mic drop.
It didn't go through.
Or that's it.
No, sorry, it didn't go through. Well, that's next episode then.
Yeah.
Hey, so one thought on governance, right? So if I've spent my entire career in data, and from a data security perspective, if you don't have access to data, you're told it doesn't exist, right? We can't tell you that data exists and you don't have access to it, because to admit that it exists kind of exposes it to some extent. So when it comes to AI making decisions, if it doesn't have access to some of the data, it's going to make decisions that might not be the right decisions. So I don't know how we think about that.
But it's also and I know we have a discussion about that, but how do we include that in a workflow, right? Because you can have something that is initiated by AI, or any kind of automation, and then AI take I wouldn't say takes over, but AI does its part, and then finally you've got the human in the loop there, and maybe further process behind that. Okay, so how do we create workflows that actually embed all those things in a way? Uh,
Yeah, a lot of good questions for Friday, I have to say. I think the beauty of this is the work in progress. I mean, obviously we're seeing new use cases, new perspectives being added. A lot of confusion also. Some have said that this is like the 2018 2019 modern data stack rush, and that a lot of new terms are floating, not necessarily meaning too much, and maybe they mean something that have at least partly been invented a long time ago. So I think there's a lot of things to consider, that are very real, and then there are a lot of like just a lot of noise in all of that, and typically that's not. Maybe I chose the wrong job, but typically that's not where I like to be. I mean, I like to be on the hype cycle where we're getting real about things, like where stuff is beginning to actually provide value. I sense that right now a lot of things are very much nothing burgers. Like a lot of things out there are just not very solid in everything that's going on in the data and AI community. It's not it's not thinking about anything in particular. Certainly don't want to give it the impression that I don't like the conversations that are going on, but it's more like it's a very experimental place, right? It's a very uncertain place right now.
I
So
I would agree with you. We're there's a lot of brainstorming, brain juice, and we will need applications, and we will have to deploy all that and see how it actually works in real life before it's too late.
yeah, yeah. Um,
So changing the topic back to your book, Ole, I saw on LinkedIn that you received your Portuguese translated version of the book for the Brazilian and I guess
yeah,
Portuguese market, right?
yeah, yeah. Absolutely. Um, that was also a pleasure. It's been translated into more languages, but more about that soon.
Hmm.
But yes, I have a big, like, actually the Amazon review, the amount of Amazon reviews on the Brazilian subpage is more extensive than on the US one. So I have a lot of
Really?
readers, and yeah, it's surprising,
Wow.
but yeah, they and I say that with quite a lot of pride. But they really like me,
Yeah.
and I really like them. I have to say, I think it's a fantastic crowd. I think the tech scene over there is really, really good. And yeah, I think I need to go there, Anna, but that's a budget discussion. We need to we need to have.
I've never been to Brazil. I have a Brazilian brother-in-law, but I've never been to Brazil. Have you?
No, not yet.
I
No
loved
budget.
it.
Okay.
I loved it. I can carry your luggage, Ole.
Yeah.
So you're following Brazil then isn't as a result of having been there and speaking at events. It's a people that found you online and that have been following your work.
It's actually because the same thing happened in Brazil than what happened in in a lot of European countries, in the sense that there's this big, rather techy library and information science movement that went deep into enterprise technology, and and
Ah.
and a couple of decades ago, you had authors with this background that were O'Reilly authors that were really contributing to W3C, to the construction of RDF, of DCAT, everything that helped structure the web and helped bring about powerful search engines. And they kind of discovered that there was a new generation of authors that did the same thing, and one of them was me. So they discovered me, and they got really interested in my thoughts, like combining everything about, okay, how do you actually structure data so that you can make it searchable, governable, useful, access data, all these mechanisms that this discipline is used to thinking about. I brought that into data cataloging, data enterprise data marketplace, and data intelligence, and they just yeah, they love that. But anyway, enough about me. But that's how it came to. And then I did a lot of things with influencers in Brazil, or tech influencers, like, but knowledgeable people, right?
Yeah.
So that was really, really cool. Yeah, so I'd really love to go there. I owe it to them.
Yep. For sure. We should figure it out. Make it happen.
Yeah, wonderful.
So next Friday, all three of us are going to be together because you guys are going to be at Data Day Texas, and I'm coming out to Austin to drink whiskey and talk data. That should be the name of our Substack.
There you go. Gradually misaligned. Gradually misaligned. Yeah, exactly.
I
No,
don't
look.
have problems there at all. Anyway,
No, I think yes, Data Day Texas. It's the last one. the final edition. That is very like painful to see that go away, but obviously life goes on. But that is a wonderful event in the data community, and that's really one of the best conferences in the data community globally. And I hope the spirit of that conference will live on in other events.
It's a little sad. The webpage is not completely updated, but we are sponsoring it as well. So we're contributing a little bit to celebrating the last Data Day Texas. So, but yeah, it will be emotional, I guess, next week for sure. Yeah.
But next Friday, we will be doing this all in the same room. Oh, I wonder if we'll have 3 separate cell phones going in the same room, or how exactly we'll
will
have
be
to figure it
fantastic.
out.
I would love the
still haven't-
Substack to be able to broadcast or whatever you call it from a laptop, right? I think this is a little.
Yeah, it is. It makes me look like I'm sitting in a very long, very narrow bowling lane or something.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
You got
So
a
next
question
week,
from Ramona. I don't know if you guys see the text. Okay, so do you see a question from Ramona asking you, Emma, or is your book going on?
so I have not started that book, but I have written yet another report. So, Ramona, I will write that book this year, and we will see if we can find a publisher for that book. But I will write that book this year. So, thank you, and thanks for the encouragement. I do appreciate it. So, this is the book on demystifying the data and AI landscape for business users. That's the book I want to write. A book on vector databases is the book I have to write, but the book I want to write.
Yeah, but I think that's perhaps a topic for an upcoming Substack Live. But I think of something that limits you a little bit in terms of your topic. It's also something that you can use like intellectually, like because a frame is something that is not necessarily bad intellectually. If you have to stay in that lane, how can you kind of tweak it and like move? Anyway, that's my approach to writing. But that's perhaps
Oh, maybe we
let's
chat
see.
about that next week. Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
I think we should.
Okay. We're
Yeah,
just about out of time.
I need to leave. I've got a major meeting with a major French European corporation. So
Good
Hope
luck.
it's a Pernod Ricard or somebody with some alcohol for you, since it's Friday evening here. So.
It's not compatible with alcohol. I'd share more later. Okay.
Okay. All right. Well, have a
Bye-bye.
great weekend, and see you guys in person next week. Cheers.
See you. Bye bye.